Good evening, Pooter parents. Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Luke Cheever. I teach your son or daughter in PE 1 here at Pooter. I've been a part of Pooter's PE department now for 2 years, and we are just excited to work with your kids in whatever capacity that might be, whether it be remote or hybrid or whatever phase it might be. We look forward to working with your kids this semester. I wanted to quickly just give you a brief intro of who I am so you can get a name to the face and just have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about who is teaching your son or daughter. So I have a K through 12 PE background, and I've worked at every level, K through 12 at this point in my career. This is my 10th year of teaching, my 3rd year at Pooter, and I've been blessed to have the opportunity to just work with kids, and really my overall goal as a teacher is to really just build relationship and be a good mentor, somebody that your son or daughter might be able to trust and look up to in their education and in their 4 years here at Pooter. I am the head baseball coach here at Pooter as well, and I also assist Coach Copeman with golf in the fall. We are currently in fall baseball right now, and just trying to provide opportunities for kids right now outside of their homes, and we're just grateful that we have the opportunity to be playing right now. I am currently married with 2 daughters. My daughters' names are Dorothy and Lennon, and Dorothy is 2 years old, and then just this last summer, June 13th, we had our second little girl, and her name is Lennon. And I'm also, again, just blessed with such a great, supportive family who really understands what I do and the importance of it. And so I'm grateful for my wife and my 2 daughters. I'm finishing up my master's program currently and working towards an athletic administration master's degree. And just really look forward to just taking the knowledge that I'm learning right now in my master's program and giving it to this school and providing the best experience for your kids. Before we go further, I wanted to just explain a little bit about navigating my home page for remote learning. All of that can be found on Google Classroom. And so I'm going to walk you through some of the expectations and also give you some actual footage of what the classroom might look like for your student. All right, so this is what your son or daughter's Google Classroom site or remote learning looks like. I'm going to take you through just a few steps and helpful information for you to understand what is all expected from our kids and how they can access everything. First thing I want to point out is our Google Meets are every Monday and Tuesday. In order to access the Google Meets, they will click on this link here, and that'll take them right to our Google Meet sessions. On the left-hand side is an upcoming, or basically a little task bar that shows them what is due and what is coming up. This is a helpful tool for them to use in identifying what will be coming up. The first part of Google Classroom is called the stream. The stream can get a little jumbled with a lot of information, and I've spoken to your kids about really not accessing this as their way of navigating through our work in class because of just the jumbled mess of words here. Really what I use the stream for is posting any new updates or class reminders, things like that. The most helpful place on Google Classroom for your son or daughter is the classwork tab. Here is where I have everything listed in order of day and week that we are working through. On the left-hand side, it shows the topics. So for instance, we had welcome week, the first week of school, and we went into week 1, 2, and 3 now with our PE curriculum. There's also a resources tab, and this is where all of the information, everything that I post, assignments, things like that your kids will need to access. Like I said, I've broken everything down into different weeks, and we have different themes throughout each week. Sorry, I need to go back here. But each week has a theme, and the first 3 weeks have been Believe in You. As you can notice, I start out the week with a weekly announcement and weekly outlook. In the weekly announcement and weekly outlook, first there is a word that we focus on for each week, and I have a challenge question for them or a challenge message for them to respond with this word of the week. From there, at the bottom is our weekly outlook, and this gives the students an idea of what will be assigned this week, when it's due, and how many points everything is worth. I also give a total points for the week, and then I talk about late work as well and how that will be accepted. My office hours are from 1 to 2:30 p.m. on Fridays, and students are able to email or drop in on a Google Meet to meet with me about maybe grades or an assignment, anything they need help with, or just to have a conversation. Then I go and list day by day what we do. It is very important that your son or daughter checks into Google Classroom every single day. There are points associated with every single day, whether we're meeting on a Google Meet or whether it's a work day or asynchronous day. Synchronous days will be Google Meet days, Mondays and Tuesdays. Asynchronous days will be Wednesday and Thursday, and Fridays will be work days. I've tried to make this as streamlined as possible, and our format really doesn't change through week to week. We have tried to nail down a solid routine so students are not confused and able to work and process through the information assigned. Every Friday, each student will be asked to turn in an activity log. I've pulled up this activity log here, and basically they are tracking 3 times a week, 60 minutes of activity. The CDC and the PHS PE department recommend 7 days a week of 60 minutes of exercise. However, with remote learning and the content that we are assigning, we thought fair would be 3 days of tracked activities, 60 minutes for each day. I've included different activities for them to work through if they need help with different activities that they're doing to fulfill their 3 days a week. And we also have talked about all the different components of health and skill-related components and concepts. Week 1 and week 2 really focused on the components of health and skill-related fitness. And then we will be moving into really identifying training principles in the coming weeks. The other tool that I would like to point out in Google Classroom is the ability for your son or daughter to use Google Calendar. Google Calendar is a great place for your student to come over here on the left side and choose the Google Classroom classes that they are enrolled in, and it will show all the different assignments that are due. This is a great place to help stay organized and work through week to week. Lastly, it would be very wise to continue to monitor student view and parent view. I try to update grades as soon as possible, And just like you, you know, we all have different things going on at home, and so you know, I try to give our students a fair shake at turning in work, and I would just ask the same in grading. If something is submitted late, I will get to that as soon as I can. It's not turn it in and then I'll grade it right away. So please understand that if your son or daughter has turned in something late, it may take a few more days to grade that assignment. At this point, like I said, the greatest and the biggest expectations I would have for you and your son or daughter is to make sure that they are checking in to Google Classroom every single day. There are points associated with every single day, and it's important that they are checking in and looking at the content that is posted that day. Parents, lastly, I'd like to just really quickly talk about what the kids are learning in class. So like I talked about in the Google Classroom, we've really been focusing on the concepts and components of health and skill-related fitness. We've spoken about the importance of physical activity, especially in a time like right now. We also are going to be working through social emotional learning, SEL, and we are doing that by navigating through a video series and discussing different questions, reflection questions on videos that we are watching throughout the week. The last thing that we will be working on is our ATL, or approaches to learning. One of the biggest things that I think our kids can take away right now in this time is the ability to be task managers of their work. Being a self-manager and you know, really owning their side of this work. Obviously, this is very difficult for everyone involved, and we just want to try to provide some type of learning for your kids that is going to help them in their lifelong approach to building their life skills. One last thing is, if you would like to be added to the Google Classroom site so you can see what's going on, please fill out the form that is on this webpage to be added to the Google Classroom. I want to thank you all for listening, and I hope that everything is well, everybody's healthy in your homes, and we just really do look forward to seeing your kids face to face as soon as that can happen. Thank you, and have a great night.